All right, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel, Survive and Thrive. Today we're going to be talking about M1 Finance. It's actually a finance website that I've been using. I started a portfolio about 6 months ago, and it's been a great way for me to find another option for investing my money through another exchange, and it has a lot of great features that I'd like to cover today. Starting here on the M1 Finance website, I'd like to just go over how they're set up and how it works. Now, they really focus more on the idea of being able to build money or wealth and worry less, and have a real big focus on wealth building for today's long-term investors. Fewer fees, smarter tools, and wiser strategies. And here is what they believe. Invest your way. Flexible, customizable, and automated money management. Borrow your way. Flexible portfolio line of credit at one of the lowest rates on the market. Spend your way. The best of digital banking, seamlessly integrated with your investments. And lastly, upgrade your way through M1 Plus. And they do also, like most exchanges, have account protection, $500,000 SIPC, and $250,000 FDIC. Now let's jump over to the next section, and probably the area that I'll be spending the most time talking today, investing. Now with M1 Finance, smarter investing is definitely a big part of their strategy and mindset. And it's made for self-directed investors. People who want to research companies, come up with goals and strategies for their investments, and finding ways to be more strategic with automation. So with the M1 portfolio, to get started, you need $100, and it is set up with pies and slices. We'll get more into that in detail here in a little bit. But it really does have a high level of customization with target allocations based off of the different holdings that you want, and making automation through daily, weekly, or monthly disbursements into your portfolio, and either coming up with a allocation plan for those funds to be automatically invested, or taking control into your own hands and dividing the money through your holdings or target allocations as you want to. Going a little deeper on this, customization. Build a custom portfolio of stocks and funds you want, or choose from more than 80 expert portfolios, or do your own research and come up with your own. Automation, as I mentioned, automating your contributions on an investing schedule. And there is a function here for dynamic rebalancing. That's more of a set and forget methodology, but one that can ease the way that you go about investing. And lastly, fractional shares. Being able to buy pieces of shares, not whole shares. And that's really one of the big reasons that I started this portfolio, was to be able to buy into some of those higher growth companies where their share price is high, and I'm able to dollar cost average and buy pieces of shares at a time and still be invested in those companies. As I mentioned, your portfolio is set up with a pie. These are the building blocks for your portfolio, and this really transforms the way you can invest. Now, looking at this example below, you can see that there are different stocks or ETFs that represent your pie, and each one of those holdings and positions represents one slice. As you begin to set up each slice of your pie, you can set a target allocation or target weight by percentage, and that really helps you to track your portfolio as you invest in it over time and be able to meet those target allocations for that customized portfolio that you have set up. And as shown here, you can just fund your pie on that investing schedule, and that money will automatically flow into each one of those investments or holdings to align with your target asset allocation. As it shows here, it does have a very great visual, either on the website or the app, and it shows where your target weights are, which ones are underperforming on the slices, which are shown with a shrunken slice, and the ones that you're overweight on, which has the bigger slices. Now, M1 does a great job of providing a lot of resources for investing. Expert Pies is one of them, where you can choose from professionally designed pies crafted to meet your particular goals. And they also align with your risk tolerance and allow you to easily invest in entire industries. Custom pies, where you can build your own portfolio, is another option. And this is completely up to you to decide how you want to come up with the allocations, which sectors you're investing in, and what your financial goals are. Now for me, with the portfolio that I started, which I may end up doing a video here in a few months to cover what I've done with my investments and target allocations and how that looks with the pies and slices. But as I've mentioned before, all of my investments are with long-term in mind. So I'm really trying to take advantage of all of the tools and resources that M1 provides, which is a great service. I've also put a referral link down below in the description of this video. And for every $30 that you invest, I get $30, so it's a shared benefit. But I think after you've seen this video, you'll see all of the great features of M1 and why you should also open a portfolio, which I believe you need to start with $100, but that gets you on your way to building your wealth and coming up with a long-term approach to money management. Now let's go over how dividends work within your M1 portfolio. There's one section, performance, and this example here is showing it on the web at the top here. It'll show you your earned dividends in that red box. And then if you are on the mobile or app version, this example here shows you where those earned dividends are shown. It's on that first screen, and then you swipe to the left to show market gain and earned dividends. You can go to the activity section on the website or the app, and when dividends are paid, you will see the dividends by each security listed in your activity feed. As the dividends are paid, they collect in your cash balance. And here you can see it in the mobile version, how it's listed for your dividends. Now once your dividends get to a $25 cash balance, then they'll actually automatically invest based off of your target allocations back into your portfolio, which continues to just help you build on that wealth and make more with those little crumbs that come along the way as you invest into these different positions. I also want to talk more about another feature of this, which I think is a big feature. A couple months ago, they rolled out a program for custodial accounts. And what that means is being able to invest for a minor. So you can actually be the custodian for anybody who is under the age of 18. What's great about this is that, like I mentioned before, fractional shares is a big reason why I started my M1 portfolio. This allows minors or people who may not have as much money be able to really just trickle in those small contributions and buy into companies still where maybe the shares aren't nearly as cheap as somebody may be able to afford when they first start out. Now I think this is a great tool and way to be able to teach young people about money, starting to come up with a way to manage resources and build their wealth. Now going to the next section of M1, borrowing. We'll take a look at what they've got available here as an option. I haven't personally used this part of their service, but I want to review it because it is something that I may end up using down the road once I reach the threshold of being able to access this. As it states here, borrow at a low rate, as low as 2%, and you can borrow up to 35% of your portfolio as a line of credit. No paperwork, no payment schedule, and only 3 clicks to borrow. How does M1 Borrow stack up? Now right now I just have a basic M1 account, so 3.5% would be the interest that would be charged on that personal line of credit. If I upgrade to the M1 Plus account, which is $125 a year, then that interest lowers down to 2%, which is a very low rate. When you compare it with other lending options, as you can see here, credit card debt, 17.28%, student loans, 4.5% to 7%, HELOCs, 5.82%, auto loans, 4.4% to almost 5%, and mortgage at 4%. So even at 2% or 3.5%, depending on if you have M1 Plus or just the standard account, you're at a much lower interest rate, which can help you with some of your financial goals and being able to use it for options such as paying down your home equity loan, eliminating your high interest loans out there, student loans, credit card debt, auto loans, paying for large expenses, adding leverage to your portfolio, and increasing your potential for higher returns, as well as having another option for covering unforeseen expenses as an emergency fund. So in order for you to be able to access this M1 Borrow, you need to have at least $10,000 in your account, whether that's a retirement account or just a standard stock ETF account. So I'm a little ways off from that at this point, but like I mentioned, from my long-term strategy, this may be something that I end up utilizing. I know that I've done some research and seen others on YouTube that have used it as a way to create a margin account. And if you think that you can make investments that are going to give you a greater return than even the 3.5%, then it may be a great way for you to access some additional resources to invest more money and more quickly grow your wealth. Now on this last section, I wanted to talk about spend, which is kind of the last topic that M1 covers in their main page. I also haven't used this portion of their service, but they do have a debit card that's integrated directly with your M1 account. You can earn up to 1% APY, as well as 1% cash back on qualified purchases. Now, as you can see here, they really are focused on creating a one-stop shop and being able to manage your money from one location. Investing, borrowing, and spending. And this M1 Spend debit card can be used anywhere Visa is accepted. Now, outside of the reasons that I covered in this video, I really like the way that M1 Finance organizes their services and makes it really user-friendly. And as you can see here with their mission statement, what they believe is that M1 is an intelligent, seamlessly integrated money management platform that puts your financial future in your hands. They want to empower you to improve your financial well-being. Everything they do centers on you, the investor. From their product features to their automation capabilities to the content they produce, they are really focused on helping you manage your money and grow your wealth the way you want to. They believe that your financial goals are personal and unique to you, and you should have total choice, control, and transparency over how you achieve them. With the right mindset, approach, and access to easy-to-use tools, you are more than capable enough to reach your goals on your own. And I'm a big believer that wealth building is a marathon, not a sprint. And so just being able to even contribute small amounts, whether it's $25 a month, $50 a month, you can really start to see these values add up and put you in a place where you're making money on the money that you're continuing to save, and really taking advantage of the concept of compounding over time. M1 also does have a big focus on minimizing the number of fees, which allows you to be able to invest more fully the money that you do contribute. I really like what they say here. Following a committed approach of buying, regularly investing in, and holding ownership of a diverse and balanced set of investments for a long period of time is one of the best ways to build sustainable wealth. So yes, if you're looking for a place to invest for the long term with full customization and automation, look no further. They've got the sign up link here on their website. And as I mentioned below, I do have that referral link, so definitely take advantage of that as well. And I'll wrap up this video today by taking a look at this section on M1's website, the investor's mindset. They've got all these different sections here where you can read more and really build on your knowledge base and really go about your approach to money, managing it, and continuing to expand this resource. Because really at the end of the day, that's what this is. Money is a resource which gives you options, and those options are what leads to happiness. Now there is an option here at the end of this page for you to be able to sign up for their newsletter. It's something that I'm going to take advantage of since it is a free service, and it'll just give me some additional material to read and continue to help me focus on investing and ways to grow this resource. I really hope everybody was able to gain something from this video and really see the great benefits of M1 Finance. If the content I covered was valuable, please definitely hit that like button so that this content gets out to more of the viewers, because I think there's a lot of great information that is covered in this video. And if you like the content that I'm covering, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on that bell for future videos. I really do want to create a forum for others to exchange ideas, either through the comment section below. So please take time to provide comments if there are other approaches or ideas that you have about managing your money, and if M1 Finance is a service that you use in your everyday investing. I really hope to hear stories of financial success from others and what they're doing to grow their wealth. And in closing, don't just survive, thrive.